Yo, welcome to another episode of Going Deep with Aman, home edition, live streaming edition, and we're on the last day of 2023. Woo! If it matters. Otherwise, it's just another day. Everything is arbitrary, you know what I mean? If you're joining my stream at 10 p.m. in Nairobi time, I'm assuming you don't have plans to go out at night and you're probably a working adult, most probably, because it's only young people who, go to uni or, live a living because of their parents, the fathers and mothers. Feel like it's the right time to go out and have fun, Or, I'm just judgmental. Who knows? The only people out tonight are people who are out anyway. You know what I mean? So don't feel bad that you're at home listening to a lonely stand up comedian trying to go through character development. We're all in this together. So let's begin with reading some comments. Enoch Mokua Nzige001, thank you so much for joining. And I think with that, we are done with the comments. Let's begin with journaling. Oh, Easily Islay, finally on time today. Thank you so much, Easily Islay. How are you guys doing? How is your New Year's heading? What are your plans? Mine is probably just going to be at home. Probably. No, I'm definitely going to be at home. I'm just going to sleep on my bed right there and watch, those videos on motivational videos. David Goggins. Who's gonna carry the boats? Who's that guy motivates me? Like his level of motivation is so strong, so intense that it's like it starts like this and then it just dips and demotivates you because you realize not everybody is David MF Goggins, bro. Not all of us can or should run 3 days continuously. That was for him. He figured out his path. Not all of us are supposed to be like that, And if he's listening, I'm sorry, David Goggins, you're right. I am discouraging people to be healthy. Actually, that's not the right thing. I'm actually the opposite. But anyway, I think we can start with the regular journal. Uh, so today, what did I do today? I'm still suffering from the fever effects of yesterday. Yesterday was a horrible sleep. I was twisting and turning. My sister said, "Hey, man, you should have medicine." I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm a man. Men do not need medicine. Men handle their fever, their cold with the might of their body, with the might of their white blood cells." And let me tell you, my white blood cells were working extra hard yesterday. I was super heated, like body temperature wise, I was gone, man. Like my blanket, like I was in such a weird state. I was feeling cold and hot at the same time. I was sweating, but I didn't want to be out in the open because then I'd feel too cold. But if I'm inside the blanket, I'm too hot. It was a very uncomfortable night. Like seriously, the blanket was so hot. If you put like an egg in just next to my crotch, I'm pretty sure by morning it would have been hard boiled eggs, three of them. Two that have already been there, and one extra that I put. So it was horrible, and I realized, man, my body is not the same as it used to be. When I was younger, man, a fever, cold meant nothing. I could just literally walk it off. I go down, I run for a bit, come back, and guess what? Amban is good to go. But as I'm approaching this horrible age of 30 something, as I approach my 30s, let me say, my body is like, okay, we are not a young Aman anymore. We are older Aman. We need to take advantage of the scientific achievements of the human race. Otherwise, you're going to be suffering too much. So I listened to my sister early in the morning. Just caught a machar, a mosquito. Gang, bro. Less annoyance at night. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, man. In the morning, I listened to my sister, and I took some medicine and I felt good. Like I can't believe yesterday my mom made samosas and I only ate like four. Like if you met the old Aman, the high school Aman, like four samosas is not even a thing. That's just a by the. That's not even. I don't even count it. It's like when you eat cornflakes. Do you count how many cornflakes each cornflake you know what I mean? Cornflake you eat? No. It's like eating four of those. You're like, this is nothing. I used to eat samosas like that, man. But today in the morning, for some reason, I guess it's the fever and cold. I didn't have any appetite, and all the samosas, man. I can't believe I didn't want to eat samosas. It's like I just realized the change my body is going through as a normal human being and just a growing adult. It's not that nice, man. It's a reality you have to accept. Man. They say when you're young, you have the energy, you have the time, but you don't have the money. And then as you get older, the money keeps getting bigger, but the energy and the time keeps going lower. Yeah, but sometimes nothing goes in front. Your energy goes down, the time goes down, and the freaking money goes down. Man, shoot. That's life. That's the lesson I've learned from this year, or just in life general. By the way, we are just doing some reviews of 2023. Uh, the thing I've learned is that I don't think there's a I don't think there's a God. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I'm angering a lot of religious folks. I don't think I'm okay. Let me say this. I think the way we think God is, I don't think God is like that. Or at least the one we're shown in movies, where God is like a person and he decides or she decides, oh, this is gonna happen like this, is gonna happen like that. Nah. If God exists, it's just the universe. And the way it's fair is that it gives the same, it's unfair to everybody. So that's the only thing. That's the only God I think. So there's nobody coming to save men, is what I'm trying to tell you. If you're a guy, you have to work hard. And it's a blessing in disguise, because now once you know that, amen, you're on your own, thoughts and prayers don't work. As a matter of fact, thoughts and prayers are what going to, put you down. Think about it. Deep meaning, Muindi secrets. THOTS and players are going to keep you down, man. Don't enter that game. That game is not for you. So yeah, it's good. Now that you know that no one's coming to save you, you can plan or you can go with the flow. Now, if you want to go with the flow, you better make sure you have family backing. That's the only way you can go with the motherfucking flow, man. Because if you don't have a family backing, going with the flow means being homeless most of the time, or an early uninstallation of yourself, not being a taxpayer anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah, planning is much better. This advice has been given 100,000 times. Planning, you just break your goals down smaller pieces and then you blah 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 blah. Bullshit, man. You just need luck. You need to complain. You need to work hard. That's the only way your plans are gonna work. Otherwise, what do I know? I'm still a loser. Don't listen to me. Even though coach does not play, but coach has also need to have experience so they could teach you something. I think we can go with comments. I have a few more comments. Home flying alone. Easily, where you flying from, man? That's good. Safe journey, I hope. Job Davy Jones Laka. What's up, man? How are you? Brian, you have to scroll further to find your age when registering for websites. Man. You're not wrong, man. It's this realization. It's the disappointment that your body is not what it used to be. Like, you can go to the gym, blah 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 blah, but it's not going to be yourself when you're at 16. I think the male body peaks when you're 16 years old. That's when you have the most energy. Nothing hurts you. Like I remember I used to play football with slippers. Okay, open toed slippers. Okay, and we used to play on concrete, cement, because we didn't have playgrounds. Yeah, even though we're in Africa, which is weird. We should have ground everywhere, but we used to play on concrete. And the maybe at least 4 times a month, I'd like scrape the 2/3 of my front to of my big toe. Like my nail would be hanging, my the hair would be, I still had hair on the toe, it'd still be bloody. And I recover. I didn't even cry for those. Sometimes I didn't even know I was hurt. This is true. I come home, my mom's like, "Aman, why is your short red?" I check my, why red? I look behind, oh, I got scratched. Nothing. I just wash it off with dirty water. No infection. Nothing happens. Then drink that water, and guess what? I feel stronger. That's what a 16-year-old boy is. Ideal male body, in terms of handling stress and stuff like this. But as you get older, man, you sneeze the wrong way, you just pull a muscle in your neck and you're fucked for 3 days. Achoo! Ay, ay, ay. Ah, fuck, now I can't turn this way, man. I've just stay like this the whole day. Like I didn't even know back spasms was a thing. A back spasm can just happen. Do you know how crazy? Like you can't walk straight. Your lower back has no support. You're like those men in black creatures that are just long. They're like insects, and their lower back is just, it comes down like this. Yeah, I think that's the energy. We just have a thorax. We don't even have an abdomen, bana. Sucks, man. You eat the wrong type of potato. Like when I was younger, man, I could eat potatoes that, that whether you clean those eyes or not, me, I'd be fine. Now if I eat a potato where the eyes are not cleaned, I have to take a shit immediately after I take a bite. And I'm pretty sure more things like that are gonna happen. People are gonna get, as you get older, the chances of being lactose intolerant also increase. Imagine that's sad, man. Your whole life, you're sad, and the only thing that gives you happiness is maybe cheese. Like, let me eat some melted cheese with my chapati. Take chapati, melt some cheese, put some sauce, roll it up, delicious. you know but as you get, lactose intolerance, you can't even have that. Oof. So what, you have more money, you can't buy the cheese you want to eat, man. You know what I mean? And then ice cream. Imagine being depressed, imagine being heartbroken, and then you can't eat ice cream. How do you even give yourself solace? Do you just eat ice? Do you just crush ice? Just eat, just flavor it with quencher or apple juice. Like, this is fun. Sucks, man. Getting older kind of sucks, but it's part of life. Everybody has to go through it. But there's some things you can do you couldn't do when you were younger. Like drink alcohol openly. I'm not a drinker, but I'm sure for those of us who are, you don't have to hide it anymore, at least in front of your parents. And that's the funny thing. My like parents, they do things that they don't want you to do. My father, when he used to drink, he said, "Amon, you should not drink." Okay, now make me another peg. He used to tell me to make his drinks, but then I wasn't supposed to drink. And then one day I'm like, "Yo, Dad, why do you tell me that?" I was, he's like, "Okay, Amon, come, taste, taste it." So I took one. There's a time where, whiskey or whatever used to come in like sachets. Those ketchup sachets, but now a bit longer. Poured a drink like that. Like, okay, taste it. Put it next to my nose. Disgusting. It burnt my hair, burnt my lungs, whatever. My tricola, they became one. There's so many small ones, but they just joined one because the membrane, disappeared because of that alcohol smell. I was too young, and I'm like, okay, fuck it. I asked for it, so I just put a little bit on my tongue, and it burnt. And I'm like, you know what? Not for me. I'd rather eat ass than drink this shit. you know And then I grew up, and I'm like, yeah, good decision. Eating ass is so much better than alcohol. uh easily for samosas is just exactly, man. But for me, it's a whole meal these days, man. What's up, Jimmy Experience? Good to see you on the live again. You flying from your bedroom? Sounds kind of gay. Who are you going to? Your boyfriend? Those Man in Black things like Jar Jar, yeah, man. But at least Jar Jar Binks, if I'm assuming, he was big. Like the whole body, the lower part of the body could support the full part of the body. But here, for some reason, our back muscles are so weak as you get older that like you just wake up. There's no warning. You don't know it's going to come the next day. If it's flu or fever, you can sometimes feel it. You can feel, okay, why am I sweating a bit? Why am I suddenly coughing? You can feel some numbness at the outside of your skin sometimes. As it's coming, you can feel it. The nose is blocked. You start speaking like Himesh Reshamia. Like, oh, huzur, mommy, can I have the curry chon? The signs are there. And then you're like, oh, it's because I was flu, headache, things, back spasm. You just wake up, oops, I guess you are not walking anymore. That's it. Game over, man. Yeah, man. Uh, on Jukes, nice name. First time on the stream. Happy to see you. Standing up too fast will kill you. Yeah, man. I know. I'm just complaining, which is basically the whole point of the stream, I guess. But like, not even just standing up. Yeah, you're right. But another thing that can happen is if you stand up or just change head position too quickly, you start seeing stars. Isn't that crazy, man? Like things start sparkling around you. Like, am I in a Disney movie? What is happening? Is there a witch that's gonna come and save me? Give me like a pumpkin that turns into a Porsche car? Nothing like that happens. It's just your brain playing tricks on you. Like if you watch Tom and Jerry or those cartoons, the only way you get stars around you is if you have to be hit hard. Somebody has to hit you with a bat, bah! or like a frying pan, where how hard you have to be hit till your face is the same shape of the frying pan. You have to be hit that hard for you to start seeing stars. But as you get older, just standing up too quickly, like, fuck, man, am I in space? You know what I mean? You start feeling dizzy. Hey, man, nothing good about getting older is what I have to say. Easy sleep. When you are younger, you were complaining about not being old enough, and how when you are older, you will do this way, blah blah blah. Now you're old enough, you want to be young again. Sounds like, bro, everybody is like that. Youth, bro, there's a whole reason why this whole obsession of us staying young or not getting older. I mean, culturally, historically, there's stories about the fountain of youth. There's old people trying to not see stars when they stand up or avoid back spasms. You know what I mean? Uh, like in Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood, there could be more than one reason. The younger they stay, the more movie roles they get. But even that, I think, is just greed at some point. Like this, the money they make with these movies, you do 2 3 movies, your whole generation is set. You don't need to look younger anymore. But no, I think they're obsessed with the fame, they're obsessed with being relevant. Who cares, bro? No one is relevant. No one is like, you think you're relevant, no one is relevant. Everybody is replaceable. A billion people came before you and a trillion will come after you. No one cares. You think Michael Jackson, everybody will forget Michael Jackson. Okay, ancient Egypt probably had the biggest Drake ever. We don't even know the kind of music he used to make. Pretty sure even better than freaking Dalir Mandi. Okay, bigger stars, but where are they now? We don't even know these motherfuckers. Who do we remember? Tutankhamen. I'm pretty sure we don't even know. We're not even pronouncing his name correctly. I'm sure it was Tutankhamen. Some bullshit like that. So, Imamboya, legacy and all that. Fuck that shit, bro. I don't know where I was going with this. But yeah, everybody wants to be younger. I think, although I do believe getting older is better for men than it is for women. Women age like bread, men age like whiskey. That's what I heard. These are not my opinions. None of these are my opinions. Everything I say has probably been said 1,000 times before. So don't be angry at me. Be angry at the person who thought of it first. But yeah, man, like, like even Clint Eastwood, like what's his name? George, not George Carlin, like George Clooney. How old is he? He's in his 50s, 60s, I think. Motherfucker looks sexy. Leonardo DiCaprio. If you reach 25, you're too old for him. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, if you look at their female co-stars that they started with, can't even name one. Maybe Angelina Jolie. You know, I think she's definitely using those baby fetuses to keep herself young. But she's what I like about Angelina Jolie? She's like crazy and hot. Like she's like evil. Those ladies that like a succubus, if that's the right word. Like, man, she's gonna ruin my life. She's literally a baddie. The eyes, the nose shape, you're like, damn. And her ex, I remember they used to do crazy things like put blood of each other around their neck in like a small bottle. I'm like, if that's the kind of that's another lesson. If you wanna be with baddies like that, you gotta be the guy who's also okay with draining out your blood and you know wearing her blood around your neck. And that's the kind that's what's a lesson you learned. Sometimes to be somebody, to be the person that you want to be, you have to have the habits of that person too. Am I making, I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, if you want to be the greatest footballer alive, okay, you have to play football. I don't know if I'm making sense. Uh, like, okay, like musician, you need to have a heavy drug use. You need to be either molested by a family member or a deadbeat father. Lucky points if you get both of them. Your mom needs to not show you love, so you get love from singing for other people. You know what I mean? So to be the greatest musician, you have to live the life of the greatest musician. I hope I'm making sense now. Like, to be a politician, you can't be a good guy. You're not gonna go far. This might be a joke, but it's also kind of true. The only way you get to those positions if you're a chodu like that. So if you do envision yourself, I don't know, to be the greatest accountant ever, man, you better make sure you have calculators in all your pockets. You can balance shit. You can count like this. Those kids who can just count with their hands. Those motherfuckers. You need to be like that to be the greatest accountant ever. You need to have specs. I mean, even if your eyes are not, you don't need specs. You need to have those so people take you seriously. Otherwise, no one's going to give you a job, even if you finish it. Like, I mean, he balanced my sheets, but face is not balanced. You know what I mean? But yeah, are there are the samosas vegetarian? Yeah, man. Yeah, at home we do make. I would say 99% of our food is vegetarian. The only person who eats meat made at home is my father. Even that is very rarely. I mean, as you see, he's getting older. He's probably more older than me, so he's like, "Fuck it, man. I'm gonna start eating meat." So he's eating meat now, but even that, not regularly. So yeah, more, and I do believe vegetarian samosas are top tier. Okay, not samosas made of lentil. No, 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 no. I've seen those ones, and they don't. We've gone too far. Okay, like paneer samosas are good. Okay, normal vegetarian potato samosas are good. Meat samosas, minced meat samosas. Hey man, I've had them, delicious. But I've bit into samosas once and I found dengue inside. I'm like, bruh, am I in North Korea? What is happening? It can't be in North Korea. They don't have food over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I do believe samosas are supposed to be vegetarian, because if there's meat in it, it's too good. It's too unhealthy. Too much fat, and you can't just eat one. You have to eat like 17 just to get a warm up in the body. So maybe meat samosas you have at a wedding. At home you should have veg samosa, and they're delicious, man. I'm not lying. But it also depends where you get it from. So if you live in Nairobi, There's a, I forgot the place's name because I don't get regularly, but I think it's called Balaji or something, Maharaj Food, whatever. They have very good samosas. So this is not even a recommendation because I can't name the place. But if you do find a place like Maharaj or Balaji, they probably have good veg samosas. And it has to be the triangle one, the one that cannot stand on its own. The really nice triangle one with an equilateral triangle, 60 degrees on each side, so that if you put it on its base, it can't stand. It just falls. You know what I mean? Those are the better ones. There's some samosas that are bottom heavy. Those ones are disgusting. I'm sorry, they're heavy, they're huge, too oily, not for me. The insomnia as you get older, that's also true. I mean, I've seen these memes where, 3 a.m., what it means to you when you're a child versus what 3 a.m. means now is totally different. And I do agree. Although I'm not complaining about that. Just means you have more time, alive. Maybe I should say awake. Alive is different. We probably died after university when we realized our dreams were endlessly hopeless. But yeah, so 3 a.m. is not a scary. I'm not even afraid of watching horror movies anymore. I watch horror movies sometimes just so I can feel some emotions, just so I can say, because the fear of being a failure in life is such a big fear that you don't give a fuck about demons, bro. Oh, a demon is gonna thank you. Thank you for giving me, freedom from this hectic life. Thank you so much, demon man. As a matter of fact, take me to your demon land. Show me how the ways work, because I want to understand why do you only bother people who are scared? Bother some chodus who deserve to be demonized. Go to a mafia gang's house, go to a Russian mob's house, give him a scare. Why do you want to scare people who don't deserve it? Those are the things I want to ask demons. Much more interesting life. So as you get older, you don't even get. Yeah, I realize you don't get afraid of horror movies. I was watching one, Bhool Bhulaiya too. It's a horror comedy, but they try to make the horror. There were jump scares and stuff. No jump scares me, man. Or maybe because I'm watching bad horror movies, maybe that's why I'm not afraid. But then I just think, any moment I feel afraid, I'm like, okay, so what's the worst that could happen? Death? Yeah, not that bad. This is literally my adult life. That's how I've gone with it till the end. Oh, unemployed. What will happen? No, mom's not going to talk to me for a month. Dad's going to always have this look of disappointment, when he looks at me. And sister, she doesn't really care because, she's not that smart to know how big of a problem that is. So what's the worst that could happen? I die. No big deal. Let's move on. I've already seen life. Not everybody's going to enjoy the luxuries of, Abu Dhabi or whatever, Dubai. Not all of us. It has only space for maybe, I don't know, 200k people. The world is 8 billion, whatever, 10 billion now, I guess. Not all of us are going to live amazing life. Just know it's okay. Content is much better than happiness. These are the thoughts of an uninformed comedian with so much less to live, not live for. Low self-confidence. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. I drank water too hard last night and nearly passed out. Why are you drinking it like this? And also, I do realize why girls like being choked when they, I get it. Like, have you ever jerked off? And you have a belt around your neck. It's not that bad. I mean, try it without your breath. Try jerking off. Try Guten Tagging yourself. And you're not breathing. Just take a deep breath. And then you jerk. Oh, at least 17% better feeling. Try it. Trust me. It's not that bad. I get it. Apparently, most of the deaths caused by choking are because men, they put the belt there and they just loop it around their neck and they start jerking off, and if they want to be choked harder, they just move in front And I think I read a story of some guy where he kept doing it and it wasn't reaching that point, so he slipped and he couldn't get back for some reason, and he just killed himself immediately. Not a bad way to die hard. That's a good joke. That's a 3 out of 5, I would say. uh as you get older, your bones start making funny noises. You might turn and your knee bone. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. You're right, man. Like, I don't know if you can hear this. Like, just moving my wrist. There's some air bubbles that are trapped in my body. Where do they come from? Is in my body waterproof? Is the only way for gas to get in my body, my mouth, and maybe my asshole and my ear. My nose. Okay, what? Never mind. But how does gas get into my wrist, my knees? Ah, like in the gym when I start squatting and I hear, I'm like, fuck. What is it? Is it my back? Is it my knee? Is it my neck? What is this shit, man? But yeah, man, your body it's like a car, man. Like, even if you maintain depends on what kind of race you are. If you're black, I mean, let's be honest, you guys are like Toyotas. You guys are built for the long journey. I mean, Indian people too. Most poor country people are built with good immune systems. You can just see by the way we handled corona and stuff. I think our countries did quite well. As a matter of fact, sometimes I hate to say it, but not even hate to admit, but it's weird for me to admit because of how much I shit on the government. But I do believe our corona handling situation was not the best. I'll agree with that. But hey, man, I think we did okay. I think compared to the other countries, I mean, sure, we don't. Also, the advantage of being less developed is that shit like this doesn't really spread much because, the country is really not well connected, blah, blah, blah. So I think that way, I think we handled Corona so much better than other countries. And good for us over there. I don't know where I was going with this, but the idea is as you get older, your body gets weaker, even if you maintain it every day. But genes play such a huge part. That's also a thing I forget. If you look at your father and you see some problems, just know those problems are definitely with you. And I look at my father, I'm like, man, me, I'm fucked. Tell me I'll be lonely when I'm 58. Tell me my son is going to not respect me and always keep making fun of me even though I provide everything for him. So it's going to be a horrible life, man. Salma Hayek looks okay. Salma Hayek looks amazing. But how many examples do we have, for Salma Hayek? How many Salma Hayeks do we have? Even in the porno industry, at least I think a comedian says porno is more inclusive than most industries, and that's true. There's like, you're not discriminated because of your age. Hollywood, Bollywood, the older you get, the less people want to bang you, the less money you're going to make in that industry. And as long as Salma Hayek is looking sexy waxy with them big hoo-has, them big bulbules, I think she's gonna be fine. I think that's where she stores all her youth, and she has quite a big of youth in her, and it's not even decreasing. So good for her, and she has such a nice accent. This everybody loves the British accent, but as you get older, you learn a lot about British history. They stop sounding sexy all of a sudden. French people stop sounding sexy all of a sudden, because you cannot view that accent or understand that accent without the historical stories of that, without the historical nature of that accent. If I hear British people, I'm like, these are the motherfuckers. Like, it's not sexy anymore. So that's why I always prefer personally just this accents that are mix of other accents. Pure British accent, pure French accent, the worst. I mean, same applies for the Japanese accent, because they were like the Asian, British, people. But I don't care about Japanese people. They made anime. You know what I mean? My dislike is very specific. Anyway, JMO says I want to make comedy too, like you. So I've been eating mad samosas the past few days and planning to bleach my skin to look like yours. So JMO, man, if you want to be funny, I think you're doing the right thing. I think writing jokes should not be part of being a good comedian. It has nothing to do with making it in comedy. It's always about skin color and diet. And if you want to do it better than me, you can even skip the samosas and go straight to bhajias or smochas. I think that is what people relate to. Chapatis people relate to, and don't even bleach, man. Just don't go in the sun too much. Take a shower once in a while. I think that's going to improve your chances in comedy. And, jokes, let some other people write jokes. Who cares about jokes? Yeah, man. Brian, lentil samosas are disgusting. Like, I don't know. It makes you hate samosas and lentil at the same time, even though they're very good things on separate. Like lentil is not bad. If it's with rice, make and eat lentil. कौन सा Punjabi dal, we call it dal is delicious with the rice. I can have a good day. Samosas I can have, but if you put them together it just becomes disgusting. Two things that are good on their own, but when you put them together are not great, like men and women. Pudumps, I'm a hater, you know why. uh you're Korean. I forget what was that in reference to. I'm sorry. Job. Yeah, man. Puru, welcome to the stream. You agree that Salma Hayek is hot? And good evening to you too. Bottom heavy is where it's at. Samosa is a metaphor, right? Look, as an Indian, I'm not a big fan of the bottom heavy. Actually, what? Let me not lie to you guys. This is going to be weird. When I was younger, I was into the bulbulis. I was so much into bulbulis. I did not, I always knew a booty is good. I have never hated booty. I've always had appreciation. But if you had to say ass or titties, me as a titties guy. But as you get older, you get more maturity in life. Your brain finally gets good understanding of human existence. You realize, hey man, the bulbule are for the children, are for the kids. The booty is for the man. Think about it. Who's going to be sucking on them titties? Why are titties there? So they're going, they're milk dispensers. Not a bad way to dispense milk, if you ask me. Still hot. As you get older, you realize, hey man, maybe booty is for men, because that's an indicator of the hip size. Okay, and the bigger the hips, the easier for her to give birth. And you realize that's connected to her booty size. So the bigger the booty, the easier birth it is. You know what I mean? And this is not because I was raised among Africans and suddenly my surrounding forced me to like what. No. My black friends didn't enforce this. As a matter of fact, they let me be. I just came to the conclusion myself. After that, we had quite night. They started liking me a lot more after that. By the way, Muindi secrets. If you want black people to like you, just say good things about Nyash. Brian, that one actor from Kill Bill used a belt on himself. Yes, and died. Yes, I forget it's been so long I've watched Kill Bill, but I remember there was a scene like that. Hey man, Tarantino makes good movies. That's all I have to say about that. Buju, do you think Kenya will once stop being a third world country? Yeah, man. Because soon, as the world is going on, we'll have to, go even lower. So maybe we'll have to be like a fourth world or a fifth world country. Being a third world country would be a compliment. 'cause things are getting so worse. We'll probably be fourth world. So yeah, we will not be third world all the time. My neighbors are making a fuss with fireworks already. Are you in Nairobi? It's 10:40, man. Why are they so eager to celebrate 2024? It's really, I mean, if you think about it, it's just another day. I mean, if you just remove all the important things, remove the historical context, it's just a day. So your neighbors are gay, man. Who wants to? And I don't mean it, by the way. Nothing against the LGTB community. Me, I'm good. Do whatever you want. We're just being funny. And as I grew up, being gay just meant being gay. It had nothing to do with sexuality. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get why you'd get shit about this in America. Them they're that kind of country. Liberalism, blah blah blah. When you don't have big problems, you start focusing on problems on shit like sexuality and stuff. Because you have solved other problems like roads in America are so good. There's no racism there. There's no poverty. Everybody has free healthcare and stuff. I mean, you have the right to own a gun. So they have already made their life. America, those countries, where this is such a problem, those guys have solved those problems. That's why they can focus on problems related to sexuality and self-identity. As we still have to focus on building roads and making sure that we have clean water, or that whenever we open a tap, water comes out. So until we figure that out, I don't think you should really worry about what we third world people say about sexuality. It doesn't matter. We're just fucking around. Gay. Huh. And what, by the way, what will it take for Kenya to? I mean, joking aside, what will it take Kenya to be, a not third world country? Is there any? Okay, first we have to look. What are the first world countries? I want to see what's common in them, so I can see what we have, what we don't have. First world countries. Okay, let's see. Okay, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Are you seeing a pattern? These are countries that have a lot of how do I say this, colonization advantages given to them. Does that make sense? Australia, we know what Australia is. They murdered Aborigines and built a whole country. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of support from British people. They were literally ex-cons, as I have been told. Canada is just Australia, but they did it in a colder place. Don't even get me started on France. Germany, Italy, Japan is the only country I'll let go. I'm like, okay, it's okay. Japan, okay, no problem. Me, I trust Japan. You guys also colonialists. We know. But you guys, you guys feel bad. They changed their country. You know what I mean? I like Japan because of their toilets, man, and they're funny people. You know what I mean? Sure, life sucks there if you're a corporate employee. That's the price they paid. And you know what? Japan was hit by 2 nuclear bombs, and I think that kind of forgives them for their sins. In my nonsensical opinion, that's what I think. New Zealand, Australia, same thing. Norway, oh, okay, Norway. I know why. Then they just find oil, and it's a Scandinavian country. They weren't rich for a long time, but you know what? Maybe Norway. I'm not sure about Norway. UK and USA. I mean, let's not even. It's fucked, man. So you see, there's no country from Africa there. Okay, there is only one country from Asia. These are mostly white countries. like even China is not here, and I believe China can buy at least New Zealand. I'm pretty sure China can buy New Zealand for 3 years minimum, and it wouldn't even dent their budget. Why is China not there? So I'm saying maybe being first world is not the right thing. Maybe the world definitions will change for these things. And who wants to be among a group of chodus who built their empire by fucking other people over? We need country. I don't know. Is it Singapore? Was it Singapore who had like a benevolent dictator? He raised the country from within. Bangladesh, for example, they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna start making clothes for the world, and they did. I'm not saying the fruits are there. They should have. They can do a lot more. But you see, from within is so much better. But that's how capitalism is made. Somebody has to get fucked. Okay, somebody has to get fucked, and you don't want to be that guy. That's what I've learned about capitalism. Lessons learned. Moving on. Ana de Aramas is Salma's replacement. Let me Google that name. Ana de Aramas. Ooh. Is it a porn star? Don't tell me it's a porn star, bruh. How old is she? Cuban Spanish, bruh. But she's 30. She's 35. And I've seen her memes from the what's it, Ryan Gosling movie. Is it 2020 2049 or whatever? Or that movie with Ben Affleck where she cheats on him with men and suddenly the men die. Yeah, I mean, you know what? We'll see when she gets older. But she's hot. Not gonna lie. I'm sure in some countries 35 is considered old, but I mean she's hot. You're right, man. Jack Odera. Hello, Jack. How are you? Nice to see you on the stream. Thank you for joining us. Jmo Giga. Buri ni bomba la mavi jamani. Hey. True. But anything can sound disgusting if you really think about it. Vagina. Babies come from vaginas. Have you ever seen birth giving videos? I saw once, and I think that is the most horrific thing I saw. I'm still scared of that. I have seen ghosts and demons. Don't scare me. But I'm pretty sure if I watched a birthing video right now, I'll have some problems. And you know what? Maybe the reason you have that in your head is because you've never been with a girl who had clean booty. If you've been with a girl with a clean booty, let me tell you, you'll never have such feelings in your head. Because it's only men who shit. Women don't fart even. The booties are just there to look good. They don't fart, they don't shit, they do pee. But only when it's on your face. You know what I mean? But other than that, clean creatures. What's your biggest achievement in 23? Buju, why would you ask me that? I mean, you know what? Thank God. I would say this, doggies. Not my special. My first 1 hour, first video, whatever you want to call it. I did that in October 22. It was good. Alliance Francais, I would say it was an experience, man. Because I wanted to do something this year, the whole year. So this is why this whole year, I would say, I mean, everybody can say it sucked, but let me give you my perspective. The whole year, I was under the impression that one kind of job would come in. One job would come in that's going to save my life. And as the year went long, back of my head, I kind of knew it's not going to happen. Because I knew my luck, my kismat. I usually have to go through the hard way. Nothing ever came easy. Still complaining, you know what I mean? So that job did not come. And I felt, I had achieved nothing. I was just waiting for something. And that did not happen. So I started asking for opportunities. Nothing happened. And I'm DMing people, hey, if you ever need a comedian, let me know, blah, blah. Nothing happened. And I'm like, fuck it. I've been doing this for like 5-7 years. I would say comedy started maybe maybe even 10 years ago, but it was I think, yeah, the actual work began maybe 5 years ago, because when we started there wasn't a comedy scene. Does that make sense? A comedy industry, uh, okay, the way it would benefit me. Does that make sense? Or okay, what it was in the beginning was that Churchill show was the only place. So to get a stage to perform, you had to go there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You had to commit 3 days. Uh, at the first day you go, there's like 400 comedians at Carnival. You put your name on the list. You audition. You do your jokes. 5 minutes for 3 people. Uh, no one laughs. That's how you know you did well. Because if they start laughing, they're laughing at you, not with you. So then they shortlist. You're called the next day. You do it again, shortlist again, and then on Thursdays when they shoot, the recording happens. And when the recording happens, you still don't know whether you're on the list, because the dressing room had like a board where the final list would be put, and that's when you'd know. You know what? Even not then, there'd be a list of Churchill Raw. No, first was open mic, 3 to 4 comedians. Churchill Raw, 3 to 4 comedians, and then Churchill Show, 4 to 5 comedians maybe. So not many. The only time you're going on stage is if you're on stage, because before that you could be replaced, you could be chucked, and just because they did that to you doesn't mean next week, okay, now I mean they fucked me over last week, so at least this week I know I'm in for sure. Nope, 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 nope. That never happened. What is happening here? Okay. So that's how it was. And you'd get, if you do get a show, it's probably maybe, I mean at my level, of course, maybe once twice a month, and that's not good practice, even if, because that's what it was, man. Because comedy, I believe, it's a skill. You can learn. You need to practice to get better at it. But the way it worked is that if you're good right now, you're just sent in like that. So that's why I see my old material, I'm like, this is garbage. There's so much material I could have worked out. So that's how it was. So you'd go for like maybe a month, 2 months, and you didn't have a comedy show, not even an open mic. So I'm a comedian, but I'm not doing comedy, But then as time went on, Doug Mutai, people like Eric, Doug Mutai, Brian Onjoro, these guys started an underground scene where open mics became a regular thing. And from there, I would say 5 years later, maybe 2-3 years later, is what the work began. And then once, maybe an year or two before COVID, things really started to go upward. BN used to come to our shows, open mics, it was really hitting. And then COVID happens, and then I think it went back on a restart, which I don't mind. Mia is more focused on the open mics to practice and get better. So I think after all that, I thought, man, I've been doing this for a while. I need to do something to say I've done something. And fuck it, let's do one man solo show. So I did Doggies, all my jokes that I have worked out all these years, and it went well. I cannot wait for the video to come out. I do hope we get to sell it. And if we don't get to sell it, fuck it. It's not like that money is in my pocket anyway. I'm not gonna lose shit. So I'll just put it on YouTube or something, People say they wanna buy it. I think I'm just gonna put a donation M-Pesa thing or a link. So if you do feel like you wanna, say thank you to a brother or support a brother, you can donate. But I don't think I feel weird, man, because I don't want to put it behind a paywall right now. I don't think you should pay to see me at this point. I want as many people to access my comedy as possible. And the more the access, the more I can now think of putting it behind paywalls. Because then I'll have a group of people that no matter, that's the business side of it. So the only thing I've done, 2023 biggest achievement, I would say, is Doggies. What else did I do? Maybe I didn't. Maybe not uninstalling myself, because there are so many points. They say people who talk about it a lot are not going to do it. So sometimes I'm happy I talk about it so much that I want to see this weird dream of mine, this weird passion of mine, come to a reality. It must be a nice feeling, and I can vision myself in that big auditorium, where the 4 levels or 3 levels of seating, then there's seatings on the side, where like Abraham Lincoln was shot, those kind of side, I don't know what they're called. I envision myself in those things, and I sometimes it feels so real, and I love that feeling, and I cannot wait for that feeling to be real. And maybe, so it's good. That's the kind of passion I'm happy I have for this comedy. uh so yeah, maybe not uninstalling myself, and doggies. Hopefully the video comes out next year, or maybe in a 2024, and we can make some moolah. But what about you, Buju? What did you achieve? Sometimes just going through a year, in my opinion, is good enough. You learn, you move. Doing nothing is bad, of course, but sometimes just surviving is good enough. It's not bad. Sometimes don't be too hard on yourself. Coach don't play. So I might be telling you things, but I also don't follow them. Uh, easily, first world isn't only about money, maybe service and quality of life as well. Yeah, man. I mean, if it's first world, you could live that kind of life in Nairobi also. In Nairobi, if you earn 150K plus, which is, how much is that in dollars per month? Maybe $1,000. And maybe that's easy. Maybe $1,000 a month. I think you can live a very good life compared to most people on planet Earth. Anything above that, you can, there's nothing you can do. You can travel the world with that, I think, if you save up a bit. The rest is just how quickly you want it. But if you earn that much, yeah, I think you're in first world anyway. India, for example, if you earn that much, I think you are also among the people who live a very quality life, because food there is very cheap. As much as people say India is poor, yeah, but I haven't seen people go hungry there. uh, I went to villages, I went to cities, and I didn't see hungry people. I'm not saying they're not there, just maybe they hit them when I was there. You know how when American presidents are coming to Kenya, how we hide all the street boys, the chokoras, we throw them on the other side of the city. I think that's what they did with poor people when I went to India. And by the way, is it that easy to fool foreign dignitaries? Can they just see, hey man, why are they blocking this view? Why can't you just Google Street View and see that we're trying to hide things? And it works. These people are idiots. On Jukes always figured you were a diversity hire at church. Hey man, that's true. Fuck you, but that's I would say I do believe I had a bit of merit. I'm not saying I was the greatest, but hey man, I ain't shit either, man. Come on, man. I mean, they thought my face would bring in the Indian crowd, but let me tell you, Indian crowds don't give a fuck until you make it somewhere else. And then, that's the thing. As I said yesterday, the preacher or pastor or whatever the name is never appreciated in his homeland. So now until I make it in Uganda or Tanzania or somewhere else, the motherfuckers here won't recognize real. I'm pretty sure, like, I can sense it. I think maybe a tour here or there in South Africa, things are gonna go well. I'm just a complainer. What do I know? Ish, night fellas, usingizi imenilemea mimi. JOB, have a good night's sleep. Maybe in an hour you'll come. See you next year. Ew. I'm not above hacky jokes. Bruno, wagwan, my brother. This year was okay. I started paying off some debt, took myself to the dentist for some issues, and lost my job. But I still consider it a success. Next year we go harder. Easily sleep. Good for you, man. First of all, paying off debts is a very big achievement. You're better than Ghana. You're better than Ethiopia. Can you imagine? You're better than all those people put together. You're good. You are so much better than a whole sovereign nation. Those guys have airports. Those guys have electricity boards. They have monopoly services, and they can't pay off their debt. They have jobs. They can print money, and they can't pay off their debt. You man to man, you alone, you grind your nose, and you paid, bruh. Me, I'm proud of you. Good for you. And then you took yourself to the dentist. Like, hey man, I might be Somali. Doesn't mean I have to be Somali stereotypically. Doesn't mean I have to have British teeth. Let me fix that shit, man. Proud of you, man. So what? You lost your job. Let me tell you. The budget for a new hire is always bigger than a promotion, or at least in Kenya. You'd rather be a new hiree than get a promotion, because if you get a promotion, you get 10,000 extra. Okay, but if they hire somebody new, their salary is already more than 10k extra. It's probably like 25, 30. You know what I mean? So they save money by promoting, but if you play the big game, being a new hiree or a new employee, you earn better. So good for you, easily. Losing a job is not a big deal. I've lost 7. I mean, even the last one, by the way, I was a pet rehoming officer. Can you imagine the shit I have to do to pursue a life? Pet rehoming officer. I was deciding who gets cats or dogs. You know, I was working for this animal shelter, and I had to interview people and figure out whether they are the right person for this animal. You know what I mean? Weird ass job. But hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta be a man. And the fun part was I got to chill with cats and stuff. The problem was dogs. Dogs just smell like shit all the time. Like actual dog shit. Cats are not bad. If you wanna live with a cat and you don't want it to smell, just put their litter box outside. That's it. Cats are never stinky winkies. Let me say most cats are not stinky winky. And if your cat is stinky winky, take her to the vet. That cat has a problem. But dogs just shit. They just shit on the floor and they walk away. Cats bury their shit, man. They dig a hole, they cover it, they take a shit, they cover it. Like a gentleman. Dogs just shit. Maybe just do with their legs, just throw some dust on it with their hind legs. Twice. That's all it needed. Just and it's done. Dogs are stupid, man. And their shit stinks. And it's the size of human. I don't know how their assholes get to the same size, but even their logs are like this, at least an inch in radius. So yeah, man. Sorry about that, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is that even that job, this is true. They let me go because they wanted somebody to work on Saturdays and Sundays, so they were low staffed, and they're like, Aman, we can't have you. Why? Because we want somebody to work on Saturdays and Sundays. Do you have somebody who can replace? No. They let me go because they needed more people. That's how good I was at that job. So don't feel bad. Jobs come and go. Bitches come and go. Trains come and go. But you know who doesn't come and go? Me. Because I come and stay and cuddle. You should be like me. I lost it, but since I live in a first world country, I still get it from the government. Bro, easily, where are you from, man? You get unemployment benefits? My man. If you have a passion, do it. If you like painting, if you like making those bead bracelets with countries of, do it. If you like recycling plastic water bottles, making rope out of it, do it, bro. You guy, this is your time. If this is what would have happened, by the way, if apparently Raila Odinga became president in Kenya. Apparently, every unemployed Kenyan would have received 6,000 shillings a month from the government. We all know that's not going to be a reality, but since it didn't happen, we can just imagine it would have been a reality. You know what I mean? Six k. How much is that in dollars? Okay, six divided by one, 300. Maybe, I don't know. Before dollar was 100 shillings equals $1, so calculation was a bit easy. But now, I'm sorry, 160. Is it 160? No, 160 is too high. Yeah, about $40, 30, 37, $38. Not bad. Not bad. $30 in Kenya can get you at least 7 days a week worth of food if you live uh, above your means. Man, don't worry about it, man. Jmo, easily slay, you're gonna be fine. Jmo, hey guru. Speaking of doggies, do dwarves refer to the position as a doggy, or by virtue is the style puppy style? Jmo, I see the philosophical problems that you think about every day, and these are the kind of things I want us to focus on. This is why Kenya, this is the brain drain. This is why Kenya is not going ahead, is because intelligent fellas like you are 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 not are not giving that input in the nation. You're giving it input outside. We want your geniuses inside this country. I don't know if you're in the country, but I'm assuming you're too smart to be a Kenyan. There is no way. Nobody in Kenya thinks like that. And to answer your question, maybe not, because puppy style would mean that underage, because puppies are dog babies, right? So if you say they're called puppy style, I think they'd call it doggy style mini, or just from behind. I think that's a better. Just do it from behind. But puppy style, what would puppy style be? I think it would just be illegal. But I like these are the kind of philosophical questions we need. Then what's the backstory of your stand-up title? Oh, doggies. Okay, I released this when I was fired. Not fired. Oh, let me say my contract was not renewed. My probation was not renewed. I was only there for 3 months anyway. But I worked with dogs, and I thought I had jokes about dogs, especially the dog breed called the Kenyan Shepherd dog. You've heard of German Shepherds? You've heard of Australian Shepherds? But have you ever heard of a Kenyan Shepherd? Even I was shocked. So I have a whole joke about the Kenyan Shepherd dogs. And doggies, I'm explaining again. In the Kenyan stand-up scene, a doggy is a joke that you have worked on, and it works most of the time. 96% of the time, the joke works. And there's no joke that works 100% of the time. So many things, too many things to control. But 96 is a good ratio. So doggies is, two meaning. One, I have jokes about doggies, and two, it's a collection of all the doggies I've had. So that's the stand-up title. I think the next one I want to make, or the one before this, was supposed to be the flying sick. Ain't that sexy? The flying sick. Because every color singer who achieves anything in life is just called the flying sick. Joginder Singh, greatest rally driver ever. What's his nickname? The flying sick. Milkha Singh. He was the Usain Bolt before Usain Bolt, before India's independence, or during that time. What was his nickname when he started winning races? The flying sick. I thought that would be a cool title. But not yet. What's up, Ray? It's good to see you, moderator. Not yet New Year. Romania? Shouldn't it be New Year's in Romania? What's time there? Romania time. Man. Oh, you still have about 2 hours to go, man. Nearly 2 hours. Oh, so you're just... Romania is behind? What the hell? Because right now, in about 50 minutes, we're about to hit 2024 in Kenya. Don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for everybody. Don't worry, it is. You're gonna. It's gonna go for you also. My current hobby is looking for a job. Hey man, I'm sure you can do other things also. You can have look for maybe. You know what? This is what I used to do. The first, but even applying for a job is actually work, man. You have to write a cover letter. Cover letters are so embarrassing because you're basically saying, "Hey, can I please have job? Can I please earn money so I can buy food and not buy disappointment? Please." That's what a cover letter is. CV, man. Me, I hate employers, man. It's like these people haven't are not have not been in your position before. You know why are these so such assholes? Why are they such chodus, man? just 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 okay, CV, I understand you want the qualification, blah blah blah. Cover letter, you not only do you want the guy to give you a whole history of his, you want him to, please, can I please god please let me give a job, bro. Fuck those people. And the worst part is, okay, you have to upload your CV. Oh, and then you have to fill out all the information yourself again. Man, you know what? I don't even want this job anymore. Fuck you and your company, man. And by the way, in Kenya, if you do see some advertisement jobs and you realize nobody gets them, they're basically just data collecting. Like these companies, for example, there is a radio station in Kenya that regularly publicizes openings for a radio presenter. But to apply for the job, you have to upload your CV on a very specific website that is also owned by the company that runs the radio station. So they just want you to keep sending or keep that website alive, the job website alive, so they can show investors, oh look, we have this many people still applying for jobs, and no one's getting that job anyway, by the way. That is just for data collection to show their numbers. So if you see one of those jobs, don't apply, don't give them those data. I realized this is, and I was so desperate, they did it again. I'm like, maybe this is the time. I did that 3 more times, and then I'm like, I can't be such an idiot. So yeah, man, I do believe, man, I'm sorry about the job hunting. Job hunting is stressful because you have to look at your life every time you apply for a job. You're like, hey man, have I achieved enough in life to beg this guy for a job? And you see it again and again. You're like, man, why haven't I done shit? Mbappe has won the World Cup before he's 25, or whatever his age is. I don't know, he's 22 or something. Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know, he did some crazy things before he was that age. It feels shit. Like, why will I even get this job? So I don't know what a better. I think just sending your CV would have been enough. Mambo, a cover letter is too demeaning sometimes, or that's how I see it. I'm sure other people are like, oh, but you have to tell the person why they should hire you. This is an ego play. This, especially people, why should I hire you? You're the one who put out a job advertisement. You want to hire people. You tell me why I should come for you. Bencho. Don't get me started on employers. Bad employers, let me say. Imran, what's up, Imran? Nice to see you on the stream. Jmo Giga, another title for the next special, Amandeep in Samosa. I think my name, Amandeep, can have so many puns. I could just have a series, Amandeep in Jokes, Part 1. Amandeep in Your Mama, Part 2. There's so many. It's endless. But for samosas, maybe that's a good... like if I can, manage my social media better, I can start a samosa, series. I just go place to place eating samosas and giving them a rating. Not a bad idea. Thanks for that, man. Imran, what it's been going on for 69 minutes. I demand a redo. Sorry, Imran, you'll just have to go back and watch it because I'm still under the influence of the flu, the fever, and my stomach is feeling weird. Like, you know that feeling when you fart and it's the gas that comes out is too hot, the temperature is too high. You know, okay, the next one is going to be a wet shit. I mean that I just let go one and I felt very hot steam come out of my ass, and I can tell you I'm gonna have runny shits soon. Happy New Year to you too, Bhupinder. Reraise is watching and playing. Thank you so much, Reraise. Oh, we have done an hour 15 already. This is so dope. What else did I wanna? I mean, if I did write some things that I just wanted to share as a 2023 review or things I learned or whatever it was. Uh, I already talked about planning versus going with the flow. Go with the flow if your family is rich. But if you're not, I think it's a better idea to plan. Lower your expectations, but put in twice the work. This is actual advice. Why am I giving you actual advice? The reason I say this is people say manage your expectations. No, I just think just lower them. That's managing them. It's like when you're in high school and you're doing an exam, you put in twice the work. You're like, hey man, I'm going to study harder, I'm going to cram harder, I'm going to make three cheat sheets instead of one, you know. uh, Put twice the work. But when you finish the exam and you're expecting the results, say, hey man, I'm gonna fail anyway, I'm gonna get like 25%, blah blah blah. So when you get the results back and you get a 75, you don't feel that bad. You're like, hey man, I was expecting 20, I got 50% more. That's not bad, you know. So that's what I meant. Lower your expectations, but work twice as hard. uh oh yeah, man, no one's coming to save you. But if you're a woman, there's probably some guy who's going to come and marry you and give you a good life. Because I've also learned that in relationships, not I've learned, I've been told, let me say, in relationships, or I've seen it happen, it's usually or as it's seen, it's usually the dude's job, the one with the penis. I don't know what happens in the gay relationships, but I'll make gay friends and I'll learn from them. But what I know in straight relationships, it's usually the man's job to take the relationship forward. Like, it's his job to plan things and blah blah blah, and do all the hard. Like, he's the one who's driving the relationship, even though it's supposed to be 50-50, blah blah blah. But it's you who's supposed to be driving the relationship forward, which has its advantages, disadvantages. If a man is driving the relationship forward, uh, it's probably not that. It's probably not stressful. At least he's deciding where it goes. It's much better than when a woman decides where it goes, because otherwise you'll be making you'll be going to Halloween parties as a muindi. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about Halloween. This is not my it's not my holiday. But that's what happens when a woman is in charge. You start saying, oh, don't worry, I'm a feminist too. You start saying shit like that. So yeah, I think as much as it's bittersweet, let me say, you have to drive the relationship forward, but you can decide where it goes. It's also very stressful, and unfortunately or fortunately, relationships, like girls, this is a tweet I read. uh, Relationships are being single is expensive for a woman, but being single is the best investment choice for a man. And you realize when you're a guy and you're single, you save so much money. You're like, man, like and I've seen these memes, like when you're eating alone, food will cost 350 and you don't need to buy food for 3 days because you're sorted. But if you go out with your girl once, you spend 7K and no leftovers, because you can't take them home because it gives her the ache, because real men don't take food home. It becomes quite expensive. So yeah, as a man, you gotta think about this. It's a hard reality of life. If you're looking for love, you will get love, but it won't last. It'll last maybe a month or two. You need, I think if you have a job, your stable income, you're ahead of 79% of men. I don't know where I was going with this, but I just want to make you feel better. And you'll see with our culture, or just human culture in general, you'll hear damsel in distress. Like even when she's fucked up, she's in the worst position in her life, she's still a damsel. Damsel is a nice word for ladies. What does damsel mean? I'm sure it means hot lady with big tits and stuff like that. Damsel, young unmarried woman. You see, a virgin, a loser. Damsel in distress, a virgin in distress. And who comes to save her? A knight in shining armor. Knight, I know, is gender neutral, but let's be honest, we know who we're talking about. It's the man. So this has been happening since the ages of dragons and stuff, the ages of wizards. So you don't worry. This is how life is. Women will always be in problems, and men will always come to help them. It's a comedy podcast. Nothing I say is true. Sometimes. Uh, what else did I want to say? Live with your parents. If you have a job and you're not blah blah blah, unless your parents are assholes, they touch you at the wrong places, they don't give you food, your mom, mom's alive, I don't know. If those, live with your parents. Those, I understand if you don't want to, but financially speaking, live with your parents. You save so much money. uh I mean, if you have a job, you only have to see your parents maybe 2 hours every day, maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 7 minutes in the end at night. That's not a bad life. No rent, free food, amazing food, by the way. You don't have to worry about toiletries, water bill, electricity bill, blah blah blah. Sure, you'll contribute, but the contribution is so less compared if you move out. This mambo, yeah, independence, yeah, that was a good thing when a salary of 40K was considered independent level salary. That's not the case anymore. The economy is fucked. Our parents fucked it up, and as punishment to them, we have to live with them until we get better base. And if your father doesn't want to support you when you're unemployed in or that kind of situation, he's an asshole. He's a chudu. Tough lesson, tough love, but he's just being a chudu. He's not seeing the economy. It's not the same when he was young and you are young. Sure, you might have more education than him, but back then, the Mombasa Road wasn't this good. Things weren't this expensive. So even your Bude needs to realize, houses back then was 50K a month. 50K a month, you pay that for an year, and the house is yours. That was mortgage, and you have a 4 bedroom apartment, 4 bedroom maisonette with a swimming pool. Now 50K a month doesn't get you a bed sitter in Westlands. Your Bude needs to realize that times are tough. They fucked it up by picking the wrong people, by being a generation that values incompetence rather than the meritocracy of the person, or a meritocracy system. They fucked it up, so they have to pay for their problems. uh I guess journaling is also important. I think you should journal. Good days, bad days, write them down, so that at the end of the year, when you go through it, you realize, hey man, if you see a lot of good days, you're like, hey man, I've lived a good life. You have something to be happy about. And if most of the days are bad, you're like, hey, I survived them, I'll survive 1,000 more. So either way, I think you should journal. If you're a man, go to the gym. This is what I say. This is inspired by a quote I read on a YouTube video about some Greek philosopher. I feel I think I'm misquoting it very hard, but it's the idea is that, can you imagine being a guy and not experiencing what a guy's body is supposed to be like? Can you imagine driving I don't know. I don't even know good cars. Fuck. Chevrolet. I don't know. Mustang. You might drive a Mustang, but you never go above 40 kilometers per hour because your body is too heavy. I mean, fuck that shit, man. Get the full experience of the luck of being born as a guy with a penis. Show yourself what this body can do, man. So go to the gym. My friend says, if you look good, you feel good. Oof. And don't trust politicians, because politicians are a reflection of the society. And as Kenyans, we know we are untrustworthy, we are assholes, we are chodus. So, as much as we think we are better than, no, 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 no. Politicians are just like us. So, don't trust politicians. Uh, I think no other lessons from me. Those are the things I want to talk about. So maybe let me just do a quick journal. I've already said I suffered from fever. I didn't do anything the whole day. I was just in bed having cold sweats, and I just got better. Maybe literally like an hour and a half before the stream. So I feel it's lucky. It's good for my health. I watched Dave Chappelle's special Gangsta. This it's called Dreamer. It's really inspiring. I do recommend 10 on 10. Watch it. There's a message at the end that you'll definitely love. The idea of dreaming and how important it is to have big dreams. So yeah, I recommend that. And I think it's time I can close this stream because I'm feeling a bit sleepy, drowsy. I'm feeling a bit, you know what I mean? Because I think my medicine effect is really hitting me. It's kongaing me. It's komongaing me right now. So those are things I want to talk about. Let me read some comments before I go. Do you plan on hitting 12 a.m.? Yeah, man. Even if I don't want to, it's gonna happen. I can't stop that. Karanja, guys, please like and share. Thank you so much, Karanja. You're awesome, all the way from Germany. Nikaziam Kono too, but anyway, I'm going back to school and look for a job through school. I'm not stressing. I may not have a job, but I have an income. Easily, Slay, let me tell you. If you shouldn't be judged on the job you do. If it's legal and you're not hurting anybody, like even UFC, I think you're hurting somebody, but it's still a legal job. Nikaziam Kon also. So don't ever look down on your job. Handwork is actually much better. Looking at the economy right now, we're probably gonna go to a third world scenario. No, not third world, like a apocalypse scenario. We'll go for a third, like Mad Max scenario. Accountants are not going to be fun. Investment managers are not going to be a useful skill. But I'm sure building a house or plumbing or whatever the work you do, the work Kaziam Kono, work of your hand, it's going to be so much useful. So don't feel bad, man. This is no judgment. The only person we make fun of in this stream is me. Okay, you all are awesome. Maybe not easy. Maybe not you, Jamo. You're kind of gay. Jokes. Canberra, yo, Aman, Happy New Year. What's up, Canberra? Happy New Year to you, dude. Thank you for joining the stream. Damsels in distress equals sad virgin. I do believe that's a good bit. So there's some bits, as you know, the stream is me journaling and trying to work on materials here and there. And I do believe I have a few jokes, and I think Damsel in distress was not that bad. What is else? Tupatane juu ya expressway tuvuke mwaka. Happy New Year to all. Happy New Year to you too. I want to learn plumbing so that I can lay pipe. Sounds gay. But you know what? No judgment, Poru. And with that, I do believe we have come to the end of this stream. You guys are awesome. You guys are sexy. You guys are big achievers. Anything you think about is going to happen as long as you think about it with positive attitude. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. See you next year. Hey yo, I haven't showered since 2022. Hey yo, you know what I mean? Anyway, guys, peace. Vande Mataram.